In this video, I'm going to show you how to earn money with Snapchat. The requirements, the shortcuts, and all the secret methods the biggest creators are using to make the most money possible. But that's not all. At the end, I'm even going to be showing you how much money I've made with Snapchat with 350,000 followers. And in case you're wondering, how can I trust this guy? Well, my name is Bennett Santora, and I'm really good at juggling. Yeah. Anyways, I've used this talent to grow to over 1 million followers across all platforms, including 350k on just Snapchat. On top of this, I have a YouTube play button because I run a bunch of faceless channels. I'm monetized on Snap, and I've been studying how to make money online for the past 2 years and documenting the whole process. You're probably wondering, why is this the first person I've seen on YouTube who's not gatekeeping how much money they're making? And that's because this channel has a very specific mission: to bring transparency to the make money online space, and that's really the mark that I want to have on this world. So with that being said, let's start with how to actually make money on Snap. You've probably seen one of my or someone else's videos talking about the requirements, but it's not just about hitting the requirements that they say. For these requirements to even matter, for you to even try to qualify for monetization, you first need to get a Snapchat star. And the Snap star is that little star next to your name that shows that you are a verified creator. If you don't have a Snap star, you're not going to be able to monetize no matter what you do. So the first course of action if you want to get monetized on Snapchat is getting one of these. Now, the way you're supposed to do that is by going through Snapchat's form. I'll leave this link in the description, but basically Snapchat has a form that you can click on right here. And when you fill it out, they're going to look through it and see if you qualify. Now, to be clear, what they're really looking for is public figures that actually show their face. So it says here, Snap stars are public figures or creators who bring some of the best and most entertaining content to Snapchat. So if you do not post videos with your face in it or anything that actually indicates that this is a creator or a person or a figure of some kind behind it, like you could technically probably be a mascot like the little Duolingo guy, but it has to be some sort of entity. It can't just be random faceless compilations. If you hit that, then you have a chance of getting a Snap star. But in all reality, pretty much no one gets their Snap star through filling out this form. They have to go through someone who knows a rep. Now, luckily, I was able to find one of these people and he helped me get a Snap star. It's basically someone who knows someone at Snap who can help you get your Snap star because he can tell the rep to look at this person and that they should verify this person. So if you need help getting monetized on Snap, you can go through him. He's the one who helped me. I'll leave his Discord link in the description, but he basically goes by Rival Revenger 1002. If you don't use Discord, you can just DM me on Instagram and I'll put you in a message with him. But he's basically looking for face creators that have at least 100k followers on Snap, have big followings on other social media platforms, and if possible, he is looking for female creators. Again, I'll leave his info in the description. This is actually the guy that I use to help get my Snap star. But basically, if you don't have a Snap star, you're never going to get monetized anyways. So this is the first step. And real quick side note for the people that aren't at 100k followers on Snapchat yet, I'm going to show you the tactic that I use to get to 100,000 followers on Snap as fast as possible. Now, in my opinion, the fastest way to get monetized on Snap is to post on spotlights, which is when you scroll all the way to the right to this tab right here. And it's kind of this TikTok-like feed where you can scroll through people's videos. It's basically just a copycat of TikTok. And by posting on here, I was able to grow to 350k followers really quickly. But the truth is, I didn't actually manually post to Snap because that would take a lot of effort. What I basically did was I already had all these followers and videos that I had posted on TikTok. You can see here I have 235k followers on here. And instead of manually downloading all these videos on TikTok and then manually re-uploading all of them to Snapchat, I actually just used a software to do all of it for me. So if you go to this software called Repurpose, I'll leave the first link to it in the description. You can make an account completely for free. And basically what it allows you to do is connect all your social media platforms into one spot and then set up automations between your social media platforms. So as you can see right here, it's taking all of my videos from TikTok and automatically publishing those videos to my Snapchat. And not only is it reposting all of my new content, but you can also automatically schedule all of your existing content. So I can change this so it takes all of my content, both future and existing, and then it automatically posts, let's say, 3 of those per day. As you can see now, it's basically going to take all of my old TikTok posts and automatically repost those to Snapchat, as well as all the new ones, and repost those until it hits 3 posts per day on Snapchat spotlights. And that's exactly what I did on Snapchat, and you could do the exact same thing. So again, I'm going to leave the link to Repurpose in the description. It's one of the best tools to use on social media, in my opinion. And it honestly made this process of me gaining 350k followers extremely easy. With that being said, I encourage you to keep posting until you get to at least 100,000 followers on Snap and you're ready to apply for a Snap star. Then hit up the person in my description to apply for that Snap star, and once you get it, then you have to hit the monetization thresholds before Snapchat can monetize you, and this is what everyone's usually talking about in the videos that you need to hit to actually get monetized. So what you need is 50,000 followers and then one of the following in the last 28 days, either 10 million snap views, 1 million spotlight views, or 12,000 hours of watch time. Personally, I think 1 million spotlight views is by far the easiest, so I'd recommend just trying to hit that. Then this is just about consistency. You need to post at least 25 times per month to Spotlight. That's pretty easy to do. And post either to Spotlight or public stories on at least 10 of the last 28 days. Again, that's pretty easy to do. Then you need to just be at least 18 years old and be from an eligible country. So here are the list of eligible countries for all of these different programs. So those are the requirements that you need to hit. And now once you hit those, you'll be paid in something called the Unified Payout Program, which means that instead of being paid separately from stories and spotlights, you're actually going to be paid from both of them at the same time. And before I show you how much I've actually made with this, first I want to confirm that you guys know the difference between stories and spotlights. So stories are when you scroll to the right here, and you have all these different stories or these different bundles of pictures that people post. So stories will look like this. If I click on one person's stories, I can just keep clicking through and it'll show all the different kind of pictures or videos that they posted on their daily life that day. That's why you'll probably notice a lot of creators really spamming this, because they're just trying to make the most amount of money possible from posting on stories every single day. And then you have spotlights, which is when you scroll one more time to the right and you have this TikTok feed. That's spotlights. You can make money from both, but stories is the way that people are making the most amount of money. So with that being said, let me show you how story monetization actually works. Now, let's say this is an example of my story and I post 16 photos on this single day to try to make money with stories. The way that it works is between every couple of these stories, it'll play an ad. So maybe after the first 5, it'll play an ad right here. And then after the next 4 or so, it'll play an ad here. And then maybe it'll play an ad here as well. And so the key is to get people to actually watch and click on every single one of these stories so that they actually pass by this ad, and this ad, and you actually make a share of the ad revenue. So you want them to pass through all these ads so you can make the most amount of money possible. And there's 2 elements to this. Firstly, you want people to actually click on your story. And the main way you get people to do this is by making the last photo in your story sequence very clickbaity, because this will show up as the thumbnail in your stories. Then it's about retaining people throughout your stories, because again, you don't want them to just see this ad, you want them to see this one and as many as possible, so you could get the biggest split of the ad revenue that you generate. The more ads the viewer sees, the more money you make. So that's basically the game that people are playing when it comes to Snapchat stories. Stories makes the most amount of money, so I recommend that's the one you focus on. But spotlights works pretty similarly, because as I scroll on this, every once in a while, like right there, I'm gonna get an ad, in this case for a dating app. And I believe that ad then gets distributed as a share to the creators that were most close to that ad. So this video, and etc. I think all got paid a share of the ad revenue that this ad right here generated. However, again, stories really make the most money. So now, as promised, I'm going to show you guys how much money I actually made from stories on Snapchat. So the way that Snapchat works is they pay out in crystals, and essentially 1 crystal equals 10 cents. So if you see right here, I made 226 crystals. That means I made $22.6. Now, granted, this is because I haven't locked in my story strategy yet, and I'm going to be doing a lot of things that I'll keep updating you guys on to maximize the amount of views that I can get on my stories and make the most amount of money possible from this. But basically, I want to show you what the RPM really looks like, because that's the important information. So for example, you can see here that the story that I posted that ran on April 5th made 126 crystals, which is $12.06. When we look at my public profile, we can see that the story that I posted on this date was right here, where I only actually had 7 story slides, and it was just a repost of one of my Guess the Ball videos, which got 160k views. And by the way, this number right here showing 160.9k views, that actually doesn't mean that it's 160k on each slide. It means that that's split up between the slides. So on the first slide, it had 49k. On the next slide, it had 24k, 21k, 18k, and then it drops off as people keep watching. With that being said, those 160k views across those 7 slides totaled me $12.6. So now we can work in reverse to calculate the RPM. If we got paid $12.6 per 160,000 views, we essentially got paid around 8 cents per 1,000 views. On different days, it's been a little different, but on average, the RPM has been around 10 cents per 1,000 views. And again, I think this is actually pretty overpowered, because it means that if you just get 1 million views on your story, you basically make $100 a day. And to get 1 million views isn't actually as hard as it seems, because you don't need 1 million views on one picture or one slide. You can get that split between a bunch of different slides. So let's say you're able to post 60 slides in a day, divide that by 60, that means you only actually need 16,000 views per slide on your story. And that's all it takes to get to $100 a day. And if you have a lot of content that you're pumping out anyway, anyway on other social media platforms, this actually is reasonably easy to hit. So I'm going to be locking in my strategy and documenting my growth to getting to $100 a day on Snap, which would be $3,000 a month, and that would be an awesome supplementary income. And if you support the mission of transparency that no other YouTuber is doing right now, there's literally no one else on the internet that is ungatekeeping this much information about Snapchat payouts, then please consider subscribing, because again, this is my mission and this is truly how I want to make the Make Money Online space better. So with that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video, and peace.